Daddy.
Brad Stevenson? Oh my god. Aren't you the guy that squeezed Cherry?
Don't put it on her ear.
Oh, that's too good. Oh, you gotta let me buy you a drink. What do you say? And you too. What do you say your name was? That's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna buy you boys some beer. Everyone in here, bartender, I would like to buy down for the house.
How did you do that?
Right up.
I had it perfect, and I almost got a perfect picture. Okay, oops.
Change your light.
Why do I have half a gallon of Miracle Bubbles? That's full. Of course it's full. How the hell would you go through a half a gallon of Miracle Bubbles? Welcome to Christmas Eve, 2015. It's like, 75 degrees outside. It's really nice. Watched a video the other day, and it was a guy. He's a mechanic, repairs cars on video, all that good shit, and he was talking about a parasitic draw on a car, because you test it by turning the car. You turn the key off and you put a line, you put a meter between the battery pole and the rest of the car, and you watch how many amps are going by, or milliamps, whatever. And he was testing, and it was basically 0 on his car. It reminded me of a story, and it's kind of a weird deja vu moment it caused me. I knew this guy in high school. He had an old Dodge truck, I think it was, and he had a really, somebody had jacked with the electrics of this old Dodge truck they gave him, and he was just driving to school to get for wheels, and but it would drain the battery dead even if you charged it all the way up and he drove it to school. It would drain the battery dead before he got out if he forgot to pop the battery cable off. And he got so sick of it that he actually put a fake battery pole in it and jumped it to a switch inside the car, so you turn it on and off. And he would never remember to flip the switch, and it was pissing him off. And somebody found a double switch. It's a power off breaker, I think it was what it was called. It has 2 circuits. One's the main circuit that you run the battery through to kill. It's the kill switch, and that's what you physically control. But when it's on, or when it's off, let's see, if you put it to the key switch, you hook it up to one of the wires that is a key on power, and when the second circuit died, it would kill the primary circuit. So if the power, basically, if you killed the power to the switch, it would kill the power to the whole car or the whole truck. And that saved him, because he would turn the key off and he'd go into school, and he'd get back out and he'd turn the key on. Of course, nothing would happen. It was like, oh yeah, and he hit the switch and he'd drive away. But I remember looking at the switch in his truck, and it was like this weird push in and pop out switch, and you had to like reach in there and pop it out by hand, but all you had to do was turn the key off on the truck and it would pop out on its own. And it was just this weird switch I'd never seen before, like a plunger kind of switch, and it was really stout. I remember it was really crazy feeling. It's like encased in steel, the whole bit. I didn't see another one of those until where I was working. We built a piece of equipment that went in airplanes, and it was a computer basically that went into airplanes, and it had an airplane switch on it, and it had that same kind of breaker on it that was like recessed, and to turn it on, you pushed it in, but to turn it off, you had to like get your fingernails in there and pry it back out, and that was the kind of switch it was. And I've tried to describe the switch to people before, and they're like, "What is that? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you make a breaker that acts that way?" And it's an airplane switch. So there's some need in an airplane that requires this switch that this kid found back in the 80s. Okay, so they've had these switches forever, or breakers forever. But man, it's just this weird deja vu moment when I first saw that switch to our piece of equipment. I was like, whoa, that's what that was. It was an airplane breaker. So I came out here to video myself playing with my new flashlight, which by the way is pretty freaking awesome. I mean, it lights up more space than this than the camera can actually shoot video of. It's pretty cool, and it's freaking bright. My parents picked it up for me. It's one of these ones you can pull it out, and it does a floodlight. You push it in, and it does a this thing is friggin' bright though, and it lights up an entire world. I'm pretty sure I can mount it onto my little handheld. I got one of these little handheld devices. I want to see if I can hook it up to that and use it as a video light. Should be interesting. But I just had somebody drive through the area back behind the garage over here, back behind the shopping center over here, with a spotlight on their car, looking behind the fence, a white Lincoln, it looked like. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know, who puts a light on a Lincoln except the security guard? Because it looked like it was still shiny, but it was an old Lincoln, so I'm not sure what the hell's going on there. Anyway, something else had happened. I just had about 4 guys speaking a language I could not identify walk down the sidewalk and then stop right at the end, and then all walk over to the other side and walk around that side. So they're obviously going for a walk, because that's what they're doing. They're walking the whole sidewalk. And I'm like, huh, I'm the house where the sidewalk ends. I've always loved the sidewalk ends kind of stuff. Being in the middle just wasn't ever me. And I think I didn't even realize until today that that's where I ended up. I ended up on a house where the sidewalk ends, at least not for now, until they build a house next door. Which would be both good and bad. There, that's better. All right. Jeez, a whiz. This is nuts. Oh my God, this is bright. Holy crap. See how far away it actually works. Of course, it'll do a zoom in like that, but that doesn't work. Crap. Got turned. Get an idea how much light I'm lighting up the house here. Cool. Thing is, I could use this as a flashlight. People would be so blinded by the light if I was looking at them that they would have no idea that there's a camera on top of this light. I mean, come on, jeez, I'm standing right here. Even when I cover up my hand, I can barely see the camera. Man, this thing works. What I've got is I've got a camera mount for a bicycle or motorcycle handlebar. So it's designed to Velcro itself to a bar, but I'm Velcroing it to the flashlight. So yeah, it seems to work pretty well.